Hello, I'm Maxwell Rothbart, Doc History, and I'm standing here in Wapakoneta, Ohio, 238,900 miles from the moon. And yet, a person from Wapakoneta, Neil Armstrong, made his way all the way up to the moon, becoming the first man to ever walk on Earth's satellite. Neil Armstrong was born here in Wapakoneta in 1930. Although he grew up all around Ohio, his father was an auditor for the state government. Neil Armstrong ended up going to high school here in Wapakoneta. Afterwards, he studied aeronautics at Purdue University in Indiana, where he then joined the U.S. Navy as a Navy pilot ahead of the Korean War. Neil Armstrong served in the Korean War as a pilot before returning to civilian life in the United States. However, he was not done with flying. Neil Armstrong became a test pilot for the U.S. government and eventually was invited to join in the space program with NASA. He was part of the Gemini 8 mission, which hooked together for the first time two different spacecraft in a docking in outer space. And then in 1968, he was invited to become a member of the Apollo 11 mission, which would land on the moon on July 20th, 1969. Joining him in space were Michael Collins, who remained in the command module, and Buzz Aldrin, who commanded the lunar module, and who became the second person to walk on the moon. Inside the museum, there's plenty to see, do, and learn about. This is a lunar landing simulator, one of many exhibits that are on display, and interactive things for people to do. Also here is a wonderful film about the Apollo 11 mission, Neil Armstrong, actual spacesuits that Neil Armstrong wore on the various missions that he was going on. They also have Pepsi and Coke cans they brought up to space, not the type that you get at the supermarket, but ones that are specially made for the drink to go directly into the astronaut's mouth and not end up floating around in the atmosphere, and plenty of neat facts about different planets and moons that exist all throughout our solar system. At the start of the 1960s, no man had ever walked on the moon before or even been to outer space. But thanks to a pledge and commitment by President John F. Kennedy, by 1969, Neil Armstrong of Wapakoneta had walked on the moon.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Over the next 3 years, a total of 12 people would walk on the moon before the end of the Apollo program. Neil Armstrong died in 2012, but it all started here in Wapakoneta, his boyhood home. For Doc History, I'm Maxwell Rothbart, searching for the final frontier. Let's go.